Welcome back to the Dive Bomb YouTube channel. With the 24 hours of Le Mans on the horizon, the Dive Bomb team takes a look at some iconic Le Mans moments from the past. Today, we'll be traveling down memory lane to 1991 when the Mazda 787B took ultimate glory at Le Mans, and a shock victory at that. Up until then, Mazda's motor racing resume was filled with plenty of accomplishments. And a large number of their accomplishments came from the United States as well. Their sports car, the RX-7, was a class winner in IMSA for a decade, starting from 1982. They had also achieved success before 1982 with the former RX-2 and RX-3 sports cars, before getting onto the Le Mans bandwagon in 1983. A ubiquity among Mazdas was their Wankel engine, something not seen in other models of the time. These engines did not use pistons. Instead, they used a rotary mechanism to convert pressure into rotating motion, which helped move the car forward. The engine was developed by German engineer Felix Wankel in the 1920s, thus the name Wankel engine. And Mazda modified the design in the 1960s, managing to run the engine for almost 300 hours non-stop without a failure. Sounds staggering, isn't it? 1991 would be the last time rotary engines were allowed to be used at Le Mans. And thus, it was Mazda's last shot at Le Mans glory with the engine. Their car for the season, the Mazda 787B, was an improved version of its predecessor, the 787, featuring better aerodynamics and increased efficiency, thanks to its new R26B engine. A perk of the car was also its supreme engine reliability, one that would come in handy at the flagship event at Le Mans. The car ran at only 830 kilograms, 20 below the minimum weight limit for the event. Mazda's 787B had proved to be down on pace compared to its European counterparts, such as the likes of Mercedes, Porsche, Jaguar, and other manufacturers in the event. The Sauber Mercedes C11 looked to be the pre-event favorites to win the race, as they possessed a fearsome trio of drivers, including a young German named Michael Schumacher. They looked on top form in qualifying and lapped some 12 seconds quicker than the lead 787B of Johnny Herbert, Bertrand Gachot, and Volker Weidler, the number 55 Mazda. Yet, they wouldn't be starting from the front, as the first 10 spots on the grid were reserved solely for cars with 3.5 litre engines. This promoted the Peugeot drivers to first and second. In the lead, Mazda of Herbert, Gachot, and Weidler were bumped back to 19th as a result, from 12th. The race got underway, and soon the C11s hit the front of the grid, taking the lead from both Peugeots. Speaking of Peugeot, both cars suffered from engine issues and they dropped out of the race before night fell. The Mercedes cars were looking ominous at that point, occupying the top 3 spots, with none of their competitors even remotely close. The Mazda was now running 4th, and as instructed by their team manager Takayoshi Ohashi, they were running short sprint races and they were confident of their reliability and that the car wouldn't give in despite all the push. However, at the stroke of dawn, it started to unravel for Mercedes. Michael Schumacher's record pace had been curbed by a recurring gearbox issue, one that forced him to pit multiple times, and that dropped him down the field. Later, Stanley Dickens in the number 32 Mercedes ran over debris, which damaged his car's floor and crankshaft. He was out of the race. The number 55 Mazda was now in second and pushed hard to break the pace of the lead Mercedes as well. And it wouldn't be long before the number 1 Mercedes gave out too. Rising water temperatures and a steaming engine being the root cause of the retirement. The Mazda then took the lead and was unchallenged as Johnny Herbert put in a mammoth stint to take the number 55 Mazda across the line. It was a fitting tribute to a legendary engine. It was a 1 in a million victory and something of an unfancied win at that. The Mazda was also the first Japanese car to win at Le Mans and the first non-piston engine car to do so too, as it featured the rotary engine. The 1991 24 Hours of Le Mans was a fitting tribute to the roaring Wankel engines and highlighted the importance of engine reliability in the event. The winner is the one whose car runs for 24 hours without giving in, and on that day, it was Mazda's reliability trumping that of their European counterparts.
That's how Mazda defied all the odds and won Le Mans in 1991. Look out for more Le Mans content this week in front of the centenary Le Mans race this weekend on DIVEBOMB. Don't forget to subscribe as well as follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Project DIVEBOMB for all the Le Mans updates. We'll see you soon on the channel.